Alrighty, folks, we're going to get into fight number 7, and following fight number 7, we're going to do a short 5-minute break. So I'll remind you after this fight, that'll give you a chance to stretch your legs. But before that, we've got more action. So bring in the blue corner, Jake Flanagan.
And now we have fight number 7. Jake Flanagan making his walk out to the cage. Loving a bit of music.
Been some tremendous entrance music to hear tonight.
I'm wondering how much time has gone into picking the walkout music, because this is certainly one to get the crowd going.
20 weeks. 20 weeks.
So Jake Flanagan describes himself as an all-rounder across all the combat sports, really embracing all the work he can do for this one. Looking forward to what he brings out. So one of the things his interesting hobby is watching MMA, doing MMA, and also being a dad. I love the fact that he calls out his coaches and how much he respects and the time that he's had. Because sometimes people just link in with you and you're like, I really understand how that person tells me how to do things. So he's called out Ryan Bishop and Oren Palmley, and also the work with Ben Grant, another light heavyweight in his own notion. Just
let's hear it for Jake. And in the red corner, Matthew Tyrell.
So another participant, a former participant of the 20-week program, returning to the cage. He fought last time and was victorious, and he's returning here tonight.
Well, I'm really liking Matt's backstory as well, actually. In terms of, he's lived and studied in China, was a high school wrestler as well. So looking forward to seeing how much of that he brings to the table as well, sir.
Yeah, like if you saw him in his everyday job, he's actually a partner in the law firm. So, you wouldn't pick him for this, but he loves it, absolutely loves it. And this is going to be a tremendous fight. Jake Flanagan's probably made the biggest change out of any of the competitors over the 20 weeks. So this is going to be really good.
And that's like, Sar, I'd like you to throw through what's some of the things they do in the 20-week program. So what is it?
So for the first 10 weeks, it's just getting your basic skills down. So it's just learning, all your basic combos for striking and for grappling. And then they do a 10-week fight camp, which this is what comes at the end of the 10 weeks. So having tremendous coaches like Ryan Dunstan, Ryan Bishop, you have Mel, you got all the best grappling coaches, all the best striking coaches. Jake Lund was WBC Diamond World Champion, was their Muay Thai striking coach. So this is
Let's
what they've
get some support for Matthew! Well, let's get into the action. We've got a nice heavyweight bout for fight number 7. Brought to you by Customize It. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, Jake Flanagan! And his opponent, in the red corner, Matthew the Manimal Tyrell! It's ultimate fight time!
Bring on the heavyweights.
Flanagan very intense during the beginning when announcing the fight, as never took his eyes off of Tyrell at all. So I'm excited to see this one out.
And guys, both of them have labelled the Von Flu as a choke if they get on top. But you know what? I'm not sure it's going to get to that. These boys are just standing Don Fry style, just launching at each other.
I felt like I was at Pride for a second there.
It's the old days. Just waiting for the hook one head each and just start landing in the middle of the cage.
Something Tyrell did that was really, really interesting there was that while he was swinging on him, he was also kind of covering his face with one hand, which, disrupts the breathing, can disrupt the vision as well. So some real sort of smart tactics there.
The only problem with both liking the same choke is the defense. So
They do.
I'm liking the overhook we had there as well.
Flanagan with a few straight punches there, catching on the inside. But Tyrell always firing back with big overhands. Got a nice kick up the middle there.
So for those watching at home, we've got Flanagan in the blue and Tyrell in the red. Both boys so evenly matched. Tyrell's throwing a lot more volume. Beautiful knee up the bread
knee up
basket
the
there.
middle. Oh, solid shots to the head there from Tyrell.
And even though Flanagan's doing a good job defending a lot of these shots with his gloves, even the impact of it just hitting your hand, even if it's defending, can still sometimes damage you a little bit.
Bit of head pressure. He's got the neck. He's trying to get a standing guillotine. It's actually quite tight.
Yeah, it's right in front of us. I think he's just let it go with his left
Arms
hand.
inside now.
Yeah,
Flanagan
he
looks
has.
like he's fighting the wrists.
Right. Flanagan doing a good job here, pulling those hands out. Here we go.
And the reason for that is because he had a head choke, so he's gone for an arm in, and doing so has let the head go through.
Tyrell with that head pressure again, right in front of us.
Right in
Knee
front
up the middle.
Flanagan's almost got nearly like a tie clinch, swaps it out now, looking to control that wrist.
Tyrell's really, really pushing up. And what this does is it really empties the gas tank. So being up against the cage, it actually has a bit of flex. It's really hard to get off. It requires really good technique to get off, not strength. Or maybe it's because I lack the strength. I've always had to use technique to get off. I'm not sure.
What I like from Tyrell is that every so often, just like that, he's throwing to the body, kind of keeping Flanagan guessing a little bit, and also draining on that gas tank, as you say, which has already been tested up against the cage.
And throwing the knees in there just for good measure, just to, basically hits them on the thighs, sometimes getting them up in the middle, into the tummy as well. Like that moment from both of them, just, suck it in. They know they're in a fight. Round one's done. Flanagan doing the mind games of I'm standing, I'm not tired. That's what I'm putting out there. Ryan Bishop giving him some beautiful instructions. Oren looking on. And all I'm seeing from the corners is just belt city. Each one of these corner people, their training partners, their coaches, they've all worn belts, they've all fought for titles. There's just so much experience there that they're able to share.
And it goes back to the old adage of iron sharpens iron, and I think that's why we're seeing the quality of fights that we're seeing tonight out of this 21-week program.
Again, Flanagan with that intense look on his face. He's ready to go. Touch of the gloves and straight in from Flanagan.
Flanagan.
Tyrell on his heels.
Flanagan looking to control the cage at this point, maybe looking to get a little bit of respect back.
Tyrell got a little bit of a finger in the eye, but it doesn't impact him. He wants to keep going. I'm really liking Tyrell's high guard. Tyrell's giving a little bit of a towel away when he goes to strike. Both hands go down. Let's see if so far Flanagan hasn't picked up on that, and Tyrell pushes him up against the cage.
Looking to use that head pressure again is Tyrell.
Flanagan looking good with the wrist control there, trying to stop those hands from being locked, or to stop Tyrell from getting double unders, but definitely a competitive fight here.
Yeah, Flanagan's doing a really good job pushing him off. So anytime that Tyrell is giving him as much stretch, here you go, he's turned it around. So anytime that Tyrell is off center, he's at risk of being turned around.
And we spoke about how exhausting it is, for Flanagan to, defend takedowns, but it can also be exhausting for the person shooting the takedown, particularly if you don't get it.
Absolutely, and the main thing, especially in amateur fights, is remembering to breathe. Like, you're tensing everything up, you're holding, you're looking for impact. It's sometimes difficult to get that pattern to understand how to breathe. That jab really knocked the mouth guard out. I love that Flanagan's like, no, I'm just going to fix that up. I'm okay against the cage, but I'm okay, I'm going to fix that up. And it was forced loose by a really good quality jab, and then leading into some cage work by Tyrell. So, Sar, you mentioned you train with these boys. What are you looking for from them?
Tyrell's doing exactly what he normally does. So he loves to work the cage, loves to use that head pressure, and he loves that knee up the middle.
That sounded like a little bit of PTS, mate. You've been in this on the back end of this.
Unfortunately, yes. Yeah, especially you'll know they're heavyweights when they lean on you. So and Flanagan, he's got some good striking. He's been doing all the work with Ryan Bishop and Ben Grant. He's just got to let those hands go. There we go. As I say that, he throws that right hand.
Yeah, the boys separated. They're flicking that, throwing those punches out.
Flanagan really pushing the pace this round. And one thing I like from Flanagan is he's not just accepting being on the cage. He's always actively working to try and get off it.
These guys are like copy and paste. They've got the same game plan, and they're enacting it the exact same way.
Flanagan, eyes wide open now, so he's really looking for those shots. Another tremendous round.
He's sucking it in. As we see in the replays here, just solid hits. Both of them a very similar game plan. Strike, lead into the cage. In that round two, we did see Flanagan do a reversal against Tyrell.
And just like last round, we see Flanagan not accepting the stool, standing up, maybe playing a bit of those mind games, staring at his opponent across the cage.
Absolutely. So the boys are getting their instructions right now. Some of the coaches being a little bit unprofessional and giving Sarah a hard time.
Yeah,
we'll call them out later, mate.
Yeah, overrated, as I would say, that corner. But they were barking instructions in Tyrell's corner, so.
They're back at it, round three.
No touch of the gloves at the start of round three. These boys are here to fight for it in this final round.
And that came from the last two rounds. Anytime Tyrell touched gloves, Flanagan straight into a punch as soon as the gloves were touched. So Tyrell not making the mistake for a third time.
Flanagan doing a good job here, keeping that frame up on the neck, now swapping it out for some punches, and then right back to that frame.
I do like how Tyrell didn't worry about trying to drop level with the high neck clasp, just knowing that he didn't quite have it secure enough. Because you can go from a really strong position to weak very quickly.
Do you see Tyrell looking to drop now a little bit maybe towards those legs?
Yeah, and Flanagan's got an underhook which is stopping him from being able to drop. No, he's lost it. No, it was an overhook, sorry. Not an underhook.
Oh, Flanagan turned into the cage and then caught it right on that break.
One thing about this fight is Flanagan has just been so calm throughout the entire thing. Just constantly pushing forward.
And that's key to his training, you know, like it's obviously what he's been able to learn and take from his corners and the people that have been training him.
Absolutely.
They're putting it all in there, aren't they?
I think both these men knew coming into this third round that, you know, this really is a pick and fight at this point, and I think we're seeing them just leave it all out there. And then, you know, we've been seeing this all night. You know, every fighter on this card has come to fight.
I think when they were building the game plans for these two, they mixed them up and gave them the same one because they're doing it well. And this is where I think Tyrell's doing really well up against the cage, and Flanagan is really doing some really good stuff in the striking. But in saying that, I wouldn't say either of them have the advantage. They're both putting the work in.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad I'm not a judge.
I think both gentlemen have been looking at each other's homework.
Just don't copy all the answers, boys. Great frame by Flanagan just here, and he looks like he might try to use that as a reversal.
He's looking to turn him into the cage, but Tyrell,
almost went for a trip there, didn't quite have it, but Tyrell just pushing him back to the cage, eats a shot on the way back.
But the outside leg trip was almost there. Flanagan was able to keep his balance well enough.
10 seconds left in the round.
Let's see if they separate and throw, or just Tyrell just going to maintain the strength and just pound away.
And as you said, Craig, I would hate to be a judge after this 3-rounder.
Yeah, we're going to see some of the replays coming through before our judges deliberate and put their scores together. Once again, the boys found a place for that right home, Tyrell did, didn't he? Just pounding away for it.
Yeah, pumping there twice like a piston.
Once again, I'm really impressed with some of the work Flanagan did in defense against the cage as well. Got a couple of reversals earlier in the fight.
Absolutely, and that frame on the neck was money for him all throughout this fight. Saved him from a lot of grappling exchanges. And, you know, once again, we've said it a few times now, but the matchmaking on this card, absolutely phenomenal. You know, it's been leading to us seeing some amazing fights here at the Ultimate Fight Experience.
Put it together for the lads.
And here we go to Tim York to make it official.
Well, it's gone the whole way to the judges' scorecard. We have a unanimous decision to the red corner, Matthew the Manimal Tyrell. Well done, Jake. Have a quick chat to him, man. You've managed to go the whole way in your debut in MMA. Congratulations.
What a fight. He's one tough human being. I just want to say thank you to my coaches, Ryan, Ben, Oren, my family here to see me, and my kids that'll watch this tomorrow. I love you, and you should be proud. That's what hard work does. Congratulations again, Matt.
Well done. Congratulations, man. Good on you. Matthew the Manimal, congrats, mate. Tell him how you're feeling, man. You got the W.
It's good to get number 2. Thank you for Game Bread. I was a bit of a late call up for this, but I've loved every second. Rhino, Frenchie and Dane, best corner I could ask for. Thank you so much, guys. I'm so greatly appreciative of that. Thank you to all my friends and family who've come and watched me and supported me. I promise I won't put you through this again this last time.
Epic. Well done. Put it together for the Manimal. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give you a 5-minute break. So go grab some refreshments, stretch your legs, and we'll come back to wrap up the fight show. You've been really great. We appreciate you bringing back the energy, and we'll see you soon.